Welcome here to the Heidi YouTube channel, today filming in the stunning Alpe d'Huez in the French Alps. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Cookie, I'm your instructor and your host here for this series. Don't forget, hit that little like and subscribe button down below. There's loads of videos that will help you out, whether you're just starting your ski adventure, like today's video, or you're an intermediate or a very experienced skier. Today's a few tips that will help you out within your first week or so skiing. A few things to improve stability, balance, coordination, general confidence and feeling good on the snow. Something I should say right at the beginning is these tips will help you get your brain in gear, help you tune into some snow feeling and hopefully just inspire you to get onto the snow as soon as you can. But this doesn't replace lessons. Wherever you're going, anywhere in the Alps or the mountains that are snowy, make sure you get an instructor to help you out and get the top tips firsthand. I'm a big believer that the right tip at the right time will make all the difference. Having said that, here's 5 tips that I think are really useful and will help everyone out with their skiing. Forcing that snowplough wider just really starts to burn my legs. Tip number 1 is the basic snowplough. Now, it's commonly misunderstood that the snowplough is for braking the whole time, which it really isn't. It may be for the first hour on a very mellow slope, but as soon as you start getting anything with a bit of gradient, the snowplow will just start to burn your legs. So this is me coming down in a basic snowplow, and like you can see, I'm using the direction I'm going to control my speed. It's not a big braking snowplow that's slowing me down. It's actually going across the hill this way, and across the hill this way. So we use the snowplow, pushing your skis slightly wider apart and slightly in to get a bit of edge on the skis and to help us set our balance correctly over one ski or the other. From there, you'll be able to change direction, and that change of direction is how you really start to control your speed. Forcing that snowplow wider just really starts to burn my legs, but applying pressure on the correct ski takes me across and I slow down almost instantly. That's what's really going to slow you down, not forcing a super wide braking snowplow. Tip number 2 for the first few hours, first week or even a bit more on the snow is your stance, the way we stand on our skis while sliding around. The mistakes I see are people start to bring their calves against the boots, so my whole body starts to lean back, or even for the beginners, even more common, is we end up getting stuck leaning forwards like this. Neither of which are going to help us out. So to start with, skis about hip width, shoulder width apart. Stand up as tall as you can on your tiptoes and then drop your heel into the boot. At the same time as dropping your heel, allow your shins to rest gently into the front of the boot. You can allow your upper body just gently to slouch forward slightly too, with our hands about shoulder width or even slightly wider just out in front of us. That's the basic stance for improving our skiing. At some point learning to ski, you're gonna fall over, so learning how to stand up is a pretty essential skill. The first thing you're aiming to do is to get into this position. You may even need to adjust which way you're facing. So right now my skis are pointing uphill, and if I stand up, I'll slide down. So however you can, whee, spin yourself around so that when you do stand up, you're actually pointing across the hill with your skis. Now there's a few options from here. The first one is an imaginary line runs from my knee just here up to the front of the skis. What I'm going to do is put both hands on that line, push my head down and my hips and my bum and my knees with straightish legs up into the air. From here, walk your hands along the line until you reach the front of the skis. And because your ski boots are pretty stiff and strong, you can stand up from there. The other way from the same seated position though is shuffling back over the tail of your skis. Reaching forwards, putting your hands around your shins, head forward, bum up, and then you can stand up from there. If they're really not working, another way of standing up is popping off your uphill ski using your pole. Once you pop that ski off, you can stand up a little bit easier. Something I should say at this point as well though is I'm doing this on a very flat terrain right now, and beginners, that's where you're going to be standing up, of course. It's going to be relatively flat, and the flatter it is, the harder it is to stand up. The steeper and steeper you get, it's so much easier to get back onto your feet from. generally morning skiing is a little bit easier, and it does tend to get a little bit harder through the day. So something to learn when you start off with your journey through snow sports is the pistes, the roads you're going to be skiing down, are all named, numbered, and most importantly right now, color-coded. Green, blue, red, and black. But there's often greens that are marked slightly different. They're like nursery areas, fenced off so no one can come blasting through the middle. And as a beginner, those are the perfect places to start to master your skills and build up some confidence. All of the greens, generally 99% of the time this is across ski areas, are groomed every single night. They should be generally fairly wide, very mellow, no real steepness to them at all. The blues start to get a bit steeper, then the reds and the blacks are not always groomed. You'll often find that the machines haven't smoothed that snow off, so you can get to the piste and it's quite bumpy, lumpy and much more challenging conditions. The other thing just to bear in mind is that because there's only 4 colours of piste, there's a bit of grey area between the colours and where a green becomes a blue. There's no strict, hard and fast rule. So you will find a blue piste and be like, this is super easy, I can definitely do a blue. Or even you might find a green and look down going, how on earth is this a green piste? That's another reason to join instructors, ski schools and local experts that really know the difficulty. The other thing to bear in mind about colours of pistes is that through the day, that nice, soft, groomed corduroy it's called, where it's got those lines on the snow, that will completely change. So what could have been a really nice blue run first thing in the morning, by the end of the day and loads of mountain traffic coming through it, suddenly it's really bumpy, scratched, different types of snow, and just not as easy to ski at all. Skiing or snowboarding shouldn't be a stressful challenge. It should be a nice, pleasurable experience. So find a nice environment, some nice beginner areas you can learn, and actually even putting the skiing or snowboarding to one side, enjoy the mountains. Embrace the holiday atmosphere. It's not just full power, I'm here for serious skiing. Find a sun lounger, have a drink, find a nice mountain restaurants and chill out for a couple of hours. Do the other things that are available in the ski resorts, whether that's paragliding or dog sledging or skidooing or loads of other things that are going on around the mountain, rather than just beating yourself up that you're not learning as quickly as you thought you're going to. Maybe you're the beginner amongst a group of intermediate or advanced skiers that have been doing it for years and years and years. It does take time to progress, so don't beat yourself up that you can't keep up with them, and don't let them drag you down something too steep too soon. Enjoy the nice wide open green runs, enjoy having some lessons in the morning, and then maybe going and having a bit of a party in one of the après bars in the afternoon or early evening. Find out where the local spas and saunas and swimming pools are and enjoy yourself a little bit more. So there you have it, a few ideas, thoughts, considerations for beginner skiers getting into the snow sports world. Remember, wherever you're heading skiing this winter, look into Heidi. All of the information is in the description of this video, and they can arrange everything to make sure your holiday goes as smoothly as possible. If you're coming out here to Alpe d'Huez, look up the Ride Along channel with me, your host Cookie, and drop me a message if you fancy some guiding, some coaching, some lessons, or some general information about the resort just here. Do make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down at the bottom. There's loads of videos already released on this channel in this series, and many more coming throughout this winter and winters to come. So I'll see you here in Alpe d'Huez, on the Heidi website, or somewhere skiing around the mountains very soon. Yo.